What are you guys doing here? You're a little early, aren't you? Yeah, the show doesn't start for another hour, and as you can see, we're not exactly ready yet. Wait a minute, I have an idea. As long as you guys are here, would you like to see how we make the TV show? I thought so. Come on, let's go get a closer look. As you can see, it takes an awful lot of people to get a TV show working. For example, today we'll have a gaffer, a grip, an electrician, a sound man, an assistant director, a makeup person. Oh, and I almost forgot, the actors. Hey, Dave. You are just the person I was looking for.
Oh, hi, Miss J. Thanks a lot.
Can you tell our viewers what a gaffer does?
Well, the term gaffer refers to the chief lighting technician on a set in film and video production. And the gaffer works very closely with the camera department to coordinate the lighting effort. Basically, gaffers are in charge of lighting and electrical requirements on the set.
All right, great. What about a grip?
Well, grips are the opposite of electricians. They're more involved in the physical aspects of setting C-stands and cutting light and doing rigging to hang the lights from and things like that.
Well, great. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you.
Better get moving. I have to get into makeup and wardrobe. Wasn't it interesting to learn how a gaffer works so closely with the camera department? Here's John. He's one of our cameramen. Hi, John.
Hi, Miss Jennings. How are you today?
I'm fine, thanks. Can you tell us why we use 2 cameras? Isn't one enough?
2 is magical. 2 is magical because it captures the action of the kids, and one of the cameras is on it like a wide shot. Camera 2 is on the close-ups, and that way we don't miss any of the action or some of the little magic moments that these kids have, and you know what I mean.
Of course.
So this way also, we don't have to repeat this over and over and over again. We'll get it with 2 cameras and instead of just 1. And in that respect, then we don't miss some of these exciting little things that these kids can do. So that's why 2 cameras. Keeps me busy, too, and out of trouble.
That's a good thing.
Right.
All right. Thanks a lot for your time.
You bet, Miss
We'll let you
Jennings.
get back to work, and
All right,
I have to
thank
get
you.
back to work.
See you later.
Thanks. As you can see, a lot of work goes into making a TV show. Oh, look, there's the actors. Hey, kids.
Hi.
Is everybody ready for today?
Oh, yeah, of course.
The kids are all making their wardrobe choices, and I'm off to makeup. We've got a 9:30 call, so I better get moving.
I had no idea. That's cool. We better get dressed.
I think we also better rehearse a little bit. Well, we'll meet you back here.
All right.
Here comes JP. He's our assistant director.
Kids, Don's ready for you now.
In case you're wondering, Don is our director.
All right, kids, come on in. Come on in.
Can I come in too?
Sure, you're a kid. Everyone's a kid. Okay. What we're going to do today is an episode about how they make pencils.
Oh, cool.
Everyone ever think how they make pencils? I never have. We're going to do a wide shot first. We're going to cover you 3 in a 3-shot. So I want you to stay alive and happy and talking and all that sort of stuff all the time.
Okay.
And always refer your looks to Miss Jennings, okay?
Alrighty.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Now, are we all ready to make movies?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Can I do it? Can I do it?
Sure, you want to do it? And you raise up the clapper and you clap it back down. But don't get your fingers between it because it hurts. I'll step off the set and I'll give you action and you just go.
All right.
Okay, here we go, guys. And everyone feeling good? Everyone got their energy up? And action.
Pencils. What are we going to do with pencils?
Well, did you ever wonder how they get the lead inside a pencil? Did you ever wonder how they paint a pencil?
I've wondered. How do they paint this?
Okay, let's start all over again. Jamie's already dropped her pencil. Action.
Pencils? What are we going to do with pencils?
Well, did you ever wonder how they get the lead inside a pencil? Well, did you ever wonder how they paint a pencil?
Really?
I've wondered, how do they paint this?
Well, here's something else for you to ponder. The lead that's inside your pencil isn't really lead at all.
That makes no sense.
I know, it does seem kind of silly, doesn't it?
If it isn't lead, then why do they call it lead?
Well,
Let's pick it up. Keep it going.
Sorry.
Pick it up with Daniel's
What is that
line.
line?
Pick it up with Daniel's line. That
Alright.
makes no sense on action, okay? Action.
That makes no sense.
I know, it does seem silly, doesn't it?
If it isn't lead, then why do they call it lead?
They used sticks of metal lead to write with. The only problem was they didn't really write very well.
Oh.
After that, they came up with the idea to use graphite. Graphite is what is in our pencils today. The first sticks of graphite were actually wound with string to keep the user's fingers clean.
Oh.
After that, they came up with the idea to put the lead between wood.
So why do they call them lead pencils?
Well, there's not really a clear explanation for that, but it seems that they used graphite and lead for quite some time. I guess since the lead was used first, the term lead pencil just stuck.
And what do you guys want to do now?
Lunch, please.
Cut it. We're going to lunch.
As you can see, lunch is one of our favorite times of the day around here. After eating, everybody has a few minutes to relax or do whatever they want.
Okay, now let's sing a song everybody knows.
I don't have time to show her how to do the rolls or anything.
C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, and W, X,
Okay, what we're going to do here, kids, is we're going to the end of the show,
All right.
page 11. On action, Julia says, there's a lot of steps to making a pencil.
Right.
And then Marjorie says, and then Daniel says, now that's your line.
Now I
And Miss
understand.
J, and then
yes,
Jamie.
number 2 pencil.
right? And then Miss J, and then Chris.
After a while, they came up with new ways of molding the graphite. They came up with one method of molding graphite which we still use today, and that is to mix it with clay and water into a paste and then baking it. They discovered that if they used more clay, the lead would get very hard. If they used less clay, it would be softer and make a darker mark. And this is still the same basic method that we use today.
Where do we get graphite? And what is it?
Well, like coal, graphite comes from the ground, and it's a natural carbon.
I know of some other carbons. Diamonds and coal are also natural forms.
You're right, Daniel. Did you know that pencils are one of our most commonly used products? In the United States alone, we sell over 2.5 billion pencils a year. That's about 11 pencils a person. So, does anybody have an idea where you would begin to make a pencil?
I have no idea, but I'm ready to see how. Let me guess. Would you start in the middle with the lead, the graphite?
That's right, Marjorie. But let's start at the beginning. As the graphite is delivered to the factory, the first stop for the graphite is in this department, where it will be tested and weighed. This is done to check the quality of the graphite. After it has been weighed and tested, it goes to the mixing department. The graphite is mixed in these huge bins. As you can see, as the bins are emptied, they carefully cover the graphite before they move it to the next operation.
What's he doing to get his hands so dirty?
This is the slugging operation. See how he dips into that big bin for the graphite? It's going into a cylinder called a billet press. This machine has a loose metal plug at the bottom, and another one is put in at the top over the crumbly mixture of graphite. You can't see it, but a long, cylindrical-shaped metal ram comes up from the floor. It squashes the mixture between the two plugs into a hard and solid cylinder, which is known as a billet. The ram pushes the billet up through the machine, and the billet comes out at the top.
I see it. Oh, so the billet is really a big piece of lead.
That's right. Next, they'll put the billet into this machine called an extrusion press. The billet is forced through tiny holes the diameter of the strips of lead. There's your lead strips, Julia.
It looks like licorice to me.
It does, and it's even soft like licorice. Each strip has been cut to 7 1/4-inch strips. The lead now goes into these wire mesh containers.
I can't believe how many steps go into making a simple pencil. Can you?
And we're not even done. The containers are rotated in a procedure they call core drying. This is done to extract any remaining water and to keep the lead from warping. The strips are then loaded into these boxes with rows of holes at the bottom.
What's he sprinkling on the lead?
French chalk. The French chalk keeps the lead from sticking together. The boxes of lead are then transported by conveyor belt to be baked for about 3 hours. The baking hardens the lead. After the lead is baked, the hardened lead is transported to the waxing operation. The cans are lowered into a bath of hot wax and left there for 6 hours until the strips of graphite have absorbed as much wax as possible.
Why do you need wax?
Remember when the strips of lead came out of the extrusion press? Well, the strips are rough. The drying makes the lead hard, and the wax makes them smooth.
So when are we going to put the wood around the lead?
That's the next step. Small pieces of wood called slats are loaded into the top of a feeder and dropped onto a conveyor belt. Rounded grooves are cut into the slats. About 10 grooves can be cut in each slat. Glue is then spread over the grooved sides. The lead is placed in the grooves. Then the slats are pressed tightly together. They call this a pencil sandwich. The sandwiches are left in a clamp overnight until the glue has hardened and dried.
A pencil sandwich.
Not exactly what I'd call a gourmet delight. Next, the sandwiches are taken out and put through a machine with high-speed saws. These saws trim each end of the sandwich. Next, the pencils are painted. They pass through a paint vat and then are dropped onto the conveyor belt.
They look dry. Are they dry already?
Yes. By the time the pencils reach the end of the conveyor belt, the paint is dry, but they travel back for another coat. Some pencils get as many as 4 coats of paint. The most expensive ones have up to 14 coats of paint. Next come the erasers, and each pencil is stamped with a number to tell you the degree of hardness of the graphite. Some companies even sharpen their pencils, and of course, they have to package them.
There are a lot of steps going into making a pencil.
Now I kind of understand why they always ask you to use a number 2 pencil when you're taking a test.
Yes, the number 2 pencil will give you the most normal writing. The color and medium softness is just perfect for taking tests.
But what about pencils 1 and 3?
Well, the number 1 pencil is very soft and leaves a really dark black mark. The number 3 pencil is hard, but not very dark.
Well, what kind of wood goes into making a pencil?
They use a cedar tree. And did you know that one large cedar tree will yield over 150,000 pencils?
Wow.
Whoa.
That's a lot of pencils.
Okay, that's a cut. Pretty good.
Well, that's a wrap for us. The producer still has to edit the show. He has to put the titles in and lay the sound effects and music in, too. I hope that you've enjoyed watching us make a TV show, bloopers and all.